This guide only applies to the wide format printers OSE ColorWave 600 and OSE TDS 450, based on printout sizes predefined by the printer driver, for instance A0, A1, A2, oversized A0, oversized A1 or oversized A2. How to print to the wide format printers in Mac OS X 10.9. In this guide, on an Apple Mac workstation, we'll use Adobe Photoshop CC 2014 as the example software, although these guidelines are valid and similar for any other piece of software as well. Work off the local or network drives only. If you're bringing in your work from home for printing, it's important to ensure that you copy the file to one of these locations: on the desktop of the Mac, or your H drive, your own private area on the MMU network, the folder icon next to the trash on the dock. This is important. Working or printing from an external device, for instance a USB pen, a CD, DVD or external hard drive, can result in partial, blank or corrupted printouts, and the university gives no refunds for prints spoiled as a result. Please be aware that any work that's saved onto the desktop will be deleted when you log off with no chance of recovery, so make sure you copy your work to an alternative location before logging off. Accessing your work. You must launch Adobe Photoshop CC 2014 first and then open your work. If you double-click on your file and your file is a JPEG format, Preview will be launched instead, which is not the correct software application used in this guide. Flatten your image. If your work's saved as a Photoshop file, i.e. a PSD file format, it is strongly recommended that you flatten any layers that are on your work. This option will generate a smaller file size, and hence it will be faster, and there'll be less errors generated when your work is prepared for printing. However, it's imperative that you must not resave your work once this option is applied, as you can't undo any flattening. If you wish, you can save this work with a different name, thus keeping the original file intact. To flatten your work, on the menu bar, click on Layer and then click on Flatten Image. Change the resolution to 150 dpi. To check or change the resolution of your work, on the menu bar, click on Image, then click on Image Size and the dialog window here will display. To change your resolution, click on the box next to Resolution and type in the correct number of 150. On the adjacent box, it must be set to pixels per inch. If not, click on the drop arrow button and select it. This change doesn't resize your image in dimensions, width and height, it only changes the resolution to a level the wide format printers will accept and print reliably. Printing your work. To print your work, click on the menu bar, click on File and then click on Print, and this dialog window will display. Click on the 2-arrow button on the printer section and click the wide format printer queue that you wish to use, as in these examples. Next, choose the correct orientation, portrait or landscape, of your work by clicking on the appropriate orientation buttons. Then click on the Print Settings button and this dialog window will be displayed. You must click on the Show Details button, and then this dialog window will be displayed. By default, you must have set the correct page size in your work. The printer doesn't match this automatically, and hence you must make this selection manually. Click on the 2-arrow on the Paper Size section, and it will expand, listing all the available paper sizes. Click on your required paper size, for instance A0, A0 oversize, A1, A1 oversize, A2 or A2 oversize. Once you've chosen your paper size, click on the Save button and the error dialog window here will be displayed. You must tick Don't Show Again and click on the OK button. If you don't tick this option, the error dialog window will keep popping up during the printing stages, which can be very confusing and annoying. Next, this dialog window will be displayed. Click on the scroll bar and slide it down so that you can see the Position and Size section, as this next dialog window shows. If you want to fit your image to the edge of the printable area of the selected paper size, click the Scale to Fit Media button. Your image will automatically resize itself to the chosen paper size. The Scale to Fit Media option is very useful as you can fit a small image onto a bigger sized piece of paper, e.g. an A3 image is scaled to fit onto an A1 paper size, and so on, or vice versa. Please note that scaling a small image onto a bigger paper size can reduce the print output quality. Once you're satisfied with all the details and options displayed on these dialog windows, click on the Print button, and the dialog window here will be displayed. Click on the Print button and your work will be generated and sent to the chosen wide format printer.